So this is what you want to do to make your ginger tincture. You're gonna need some fresh gingers. I got some more organic here. You're also gonna need you a mason jar. I'm gonna put that right there, maybe for aesthetics. You also want to have you some 100 proof alcohol. 80 is fine too. I'm gonna get into why I say all that, right? So we're gonna show you the alcohol right here. I'm gonna put this right here for you guys. All right, so the reason why I like to use alcohol, some people like to use, they like to mix it with water or use glycerin. Um, the trick is for me, and the reason why I just stick to alcohol, and I get it. If you have kids or children, you may not want to do anything with alcohol in it, even though it's just a little bit in the tincture. When you're actually using your droplets, you may be a recovering addict, so I can understand why you don't want to be around any form of alcohol. It's not like you're drinking this whole bottle, literally, but what you call it. But the reason why I like to just stick to alcohol is, let's say you happen to have the dropper and you put it on your mouth, or you're trying to drop some on your tongue and your tongue touches it a little bit by accident. If you got a water-based one, they don't pull out the components and plant components that are beneficial for you as well as the alcohol, but also you're going to have bacteria in there from your mouth, and you don't want that. With the 100 proof alcohol, you know for sure it's going to kill the bacteria if you were to do that by accident or intentionally. It'll be clean, whether you have kids, teens. I mean, the list goes on. So that's why I like to get involved and do that. And again, we're just gonna continue to chop these up. We're gonna chop these up. I hope I have enough of this jar, but we're gonna keep chopping these up here. Just little pieces like this. This is not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's one little stork right there. It's a little stork right there. But yeah, so some of the benefits of a ginger tincture are, it's gonna pull out those show galls and those plant components that's good for digestion. It's good for nausea. It's good for inflammation. It has antimicrobial. Some components to it is antimicrobial. Not saying it's like down to some clove powder, but you can get some benefits from that. Even blood flow a little bit. Get good blood flow. If you sick, got a cold or a cough, this is going to be potent and very, very good for the lungs. A ginger tincture is a lot more potent and stronger than drinking a ginger tea. But if you made you some ginger tea and dashed about 20, 30 drops of your homemade ginger tincture in there, I think that'll make it more effective for cold and flus, and it'll give you some of that relief. So, what inspired me to do this is I always looked at tinctures like, yeah, I don't think I'm making that. I've been to a bunch of herbal shops where they could make it your own right there on the spot and stuff like that, and it's never really occurred to me to make a tincture. I'm just like, I think I'd just rather buy it. I don't know. But then when you buy a tincture, they're small, they're tiny. You can't really get that good consistency. And one thing about, even with supplements or herbs, or your ABC vitamins, consistency is key. You obviously don't want to overdo it, but by the time you can be consistent, you done ran out. By the time you can give these things to start working in your body on the tinctures, you ran out, and the tinctures are expensive, and you only get a little amount. So I was getting to the point where it's like, I don't know if I want to keep buying tinctures or what. And it hit me one day. I'm like, okay, they got the folk method. The ratio method isn't hard to do either. I do like the folk method though. I'm cool with that. If I was selling tinctures, then maybe I want to get more into the ratios and stuff like that. But because it's for personal use, I like the folk method. And I'm gonna show y'all what that is if I don't forget. But what you want to do is, so yeah, the reason why I use all that to say is, I say that. Yeah, I'm making a ginger video, ginger tincture video. Excuse me, guys. So you see that nice yellow ginger with the fake ginger. I don't know why it be blue on the inside. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I hate when it's black. Yo, why this shit blue? So I'm like, come on. But but yeah. But anyway, back to the ginger though. So it's good for your heart. I mean, it's good for your arteries. It's good for your lungs. It's good for inflammation. But again, with the consistency. So, I'm like, yo, things are getting more expensive in this economy. Us millennials are struggling. Shout out to the boomers, but us millennials are struggling, man. And things are expensive. Bad enough if you're making these, you want to do it organic. If you can't grow them in your backyard or something, or don't want to go through the hassle. So I'm like, I take a lot of herbal supplements. I make my own. Some forms of things are more potent than others. Like, they all have their benefit. If you want to take a clove powder, it'll probably release in your stomach all day, but it's not going to kick in until your stomach digests it. But it'll spread out more in the gut. But it's still more potent to take like a clove tincture. That's going to be the next one I make. We'll say that for next time. You might want to use it for that anti-parasitic effect, and it'll be more instantly. It'll work faster. But it's hard to be consistent on these things because tinctures are expensive. And if you try to go big on them, let me get the 4-ounce bottle on them. That's the biggest bottle you get in tincture. Let me go 4 ounces on them. You're going to be spending like $80 on a 4-ounce bottle of ginger. It's $80. It's maybe like $16-$20 for a little, maybe 1 ounce. But what is that really going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that going to do? How are you going to be consistent with that? And now that I'm with it to just make, and I'm gonna show y'all let me show y'all next step if I even get into the next part. But you want to take these. Okay, I might have got more than I thought I would out of this. Want to get them in your jar, guys. You see that? You want to take this jar. You want to get them in your jar. Most people like to go 2/4, 3/4 of the way. You know me, I'm probably gonna go a little more than that because that's just me. That's just what I do. But see, look, see this, boom, boom. Most people will probably stop right here. I'm gonna get a little higher though, me personally. No pun intended, if you know what I mean. So, hold on a second, guys. So, right now, most people will grab the alcohol and add it, seal it up. Store it in a dark, cool place like a cabinet for 8 weeks. Strain it out. You got your tincture. But I'm going to go just a little higher than that. So, but yeah, like I was saying, is like that consistency thing for me is big. So, anyone can do this when it comes to making herbs. You'll save more money. This probably give me over 20 ounces of tincture. This right here, after I strain it, it'll give me over 20 ounces of a ginger tincture. You know how long that'll last? You know how long I won't even have to like this cost me. Okay, you pay $10 for all the ginger I got in total, which was a lot. This was like $12-$14. Mr. Boston's 100 proof vodka. It's not like I didn't go big on them. Get a $30 bottle of Don Julio or whatever y'all be drinking, 1942, whatever that joint was. I ain't go big on them like y'all and do all that. So the cool thing is it's not that expensive and you're really saving a lot more money in the long run. And making your life easier. Because to me, tinctures is the easiest form for me to take. Some people don't like how they taste. Some people like to put them in water. Some people like to put them in their juice. Whether I put these in water or juice, I ain't gonna lie. The artichoke one is nasty all the way around. Woodworm is nasty no matter how you do it. But not as nasty as tea form though. To me, is all a much more mild taste. And if it's that bad, take a shot of it in your mouth with your dropper. But or if you juice. And you making one of your sweeter juices, drop it in there. But to me, it's just more manageable and more potent. You get you might need a teaspoon, you know, of ginger to boil to get a good, a healthy effect, depending on the situation, whether it's nausea, whatever it is. With just a couple of drops, 10, 20 drops in your cup, that's all you need. And that equivalents to multiple tea bags at one time, just in that little dosage. So, and it hits the bloodstream faster because that's what the alcohol helps it do. So once again, you know, I just gotta say thank you so much. This is, one of my videos on how to make a ginger tincture. I'm gonna show y'all the last part before I get ready to go, because that'd be crazy if I didn't, right? So knowing me, I always like to put more, but I don't want to trick myself into messing this up. So I'm just gonna stop being like that, and we're gonna just let it go. What we'll do is we'll cut that in half like that. We'll cut that in half like that. When we're gonna take our alcohol now, and we're gonna take our alcohol. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour up. I pour up that double, I pour up that yellow stuff, cause I gotta have it. What Future said? He said, I just took purple, I just poured a drink of that purple and that yellow. Dancing with the Molly got me dancing with the devil. Pour A for Kobe Bryant, mix the purple with the yellow. At them racks on me now, it's hard to keep this shit together. What Superfuse said? Jump out the ride and jump out the river, the hop of my jelly, the hop is a bait. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, fresh. What he said? I put my jelly, the hop is a bait. Fresh. Y'all notice after Future said that, bait went downhill. Bait went downhill after that. But this is what you want to do here, right? Now, you want to seal it. I like to fill mine up to the top again. Those people who like to go extra mathematical, we're just going to have it a little 1 inch over the thing. We just going all the way with it. We just going all the way with it. I'm about, and putting that more of that alcohol up in there because we don't want no problems. It's supposed to fill to the top, fill close to the top. So let me get the cover. I'm gonna show you how to seal it real quick. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you how to do the seal. Like Naruto, we're gonna do the seal. Right? So what you wanna do is you wanna get you a cover. To show y'all. I keep these stored. Sorry for all the rummaging. You want to get you a cover like this. See your mason jar? Right? Look at that air. See that air? Too much air in already. And then you want to close it up nice and tight. When you close it up, you want to just submerge that. Submerge that. And then you want to, for good luck, right? And you're going to do this every day. And you're going to start in the cabinet. But you always want to, my tops, I don't know if you can see, they come with little lines where you can put the date. So let's get the date real quick. Let me get a marker. Y'all watch that for me. Make sure no ghost steal my jar while I'm getting this marker. That's y'all job. Make sure no ghost steal it. Also, how y'all doing today, man? Y'all having a good day? I hope y'all having a good day. Because like we like to say over here, thank you so, what? Thank you so much. That's what we like to say over here over at Thank You So Much. Okay, so if you ain't having a good day, let's make a way for the good day. And most importantly, so look what we got. We have our trusty, dusty marker. Now, today is April, so we're in January, February, March, April. We're in the 4th month of the year, right? 2024. We in year 26, so 26. Now I want to make sure my date is absolutely correct, because if it's not, that could be a big deal. That could make or break our tincture. And we don't want to leave it in for too long, and we don't want to leave it in for too short. At least 8 weeks, bare minimum. When it comes to these tinctures, especially tough roots like ashwagandha, ginger, turmeric, you want to make sure it has that full 8 weeks, because it's a lot harder to pull the plant compounds out that give us those benefits from ginger that we're looking for. You know, so you want to give time for that to happen. So today's date is April 22nd. Wait, hold on. Messed up on that one. The 22nd. It's 42226. Might be some good luck. A lot of twos in there. Right? So for all y'all watching, I thank y'all for watching and being tuned in. I thank y'all for staying focused. And here we have our beautiful ginger tincture. And again, I want to let you know that it can relieve ginger benefits of taking this tincture. Again, it can relieve nausea, vomiting, it can help with motion sickness, chemotherapy, especially if you're taking like chemotherapy and stuff like that. Remember, it's good for digestion. If it's upset, bloating, indigestion, it could reduce, could support, muscle soreness, especially if you're my people that like to exercise out there, or for my elders out there, and don't forget, it's also anti-inflammatory. So my people with arthritis, and even if you don't have arthritis, everyday activity, the toxins we breathing in, there's always going to be stress on the body. So it could also help your immune system. It's very important. Could potentially help your cardiovascular, and could potentially lower blood sugar levels, So remember, I'm pretty excited about this video. I hope you guys are excited too. So once again, this just looks so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this, guys. See how great this looks? Looks amazing. Look, it's ready to start pulling components already. Well, I'm going to store this in my cabinet. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You will see me have videos like this where I juice, mostly juice, chop a tincture up, little things like that. So, I do like to talk about popular topics. So you might see me on here sitting and, just sitting and chilling and chatting, at my table. So mostly it's going to have health stuff like this, but it's just my everyday life, really. It's not really like a niche thing, but this could still be a helpful video even if you don't like the other content on my channel. So once again, y'all just watch. Thank you so much. Make a ginger tincture, and that's how you do it, and that's how it's done. The folk method, the big folk way. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.